Hello, it's Eric. Back from jittery and nervous and oh, where are we all to give news of our families or give news of the world or we all can't really talk of things you get right there in the moment, or you live in reality, the moments go by and sum it up, or really stop in at a book like this and have the gray screen and your finger near it. And there's a lot of people with really good cameras. Their eyes are extensions of eyes, but the novelty is kind of worn off. And you ever speak to me? Do you have meditation where you see your dead loved ones a bit? I had that this week, seeing my brother, crying a bit to see him up in that stripe of land, or where he doesn't have his addictions and he's able to think a bit. It's hard to do that on earth, as if I'm required, I'm one of them that can do it. Spontaneous, have help from these words, this small excellence of a moment any of us ever have. You ever speak? So go back to the beginning of today. Ever have that option, right? An update on things and cameras, and show me something, and we seem to have excellence of so many cameras and microphones, and the camera stores are full of stuff and they're very expensive, and the funeral homes, boy, they're expensive. You meet with people and it's kind of awkward, a very delicate subject. A loved one has passed away, and how did it happen? They don't ask. And maybe the man that first meets with you has problems with emotional things, and the woman that second meets with you is more friendly and more feeling, but even her, it's a business, and you present these big prices and you just sign the papers, and you want to get your loved one back to, in this instance, my brother Gord, bring him back here and the family burial plot, and have him cremated out west and have his ashes brought back here. But I never talked that much to my brother Gord. We were in the family, and all of us in all the religions, science, and stores, and cars, and roads, and building houses, and building high skyscrapers, and the talk, be around to say any of this, as if we stop in and we like to see the finger near the gray screen. It becomes representative, a symbol of we're not getting it done. We even wear in that some of us can get it done. The cycles of finding words and what do you got to say that's above things, or not superior, but just moving on, and tell me something, like an account with the sky. Not for money or prestige, but just hard things like meditation that's more than sipping your coffee and eating a sticky bun or a cinnamon bun and then closing your eyes and putting on a little recorded sound of a stream flowing, and as you're chewing your sticky bun. The serious meditation, right? Where you know about that you don't eat for at least 2 hours before it. Let your digestion system go through what it has to go through. Some people don't even know about that. They're doing a very light version of meditation. But update me as we're walking on the streets and waiting at bus stops and driving in cars, a warm car, or maybe the temperature outside is getting warmer and the snow is melting a bit. And tell me here, a world that doesn't have this space to know you. A little girl says to her mom, a man says to his wife, a boss says to his associate, a president says to his minister of defense, or I don't know. And ETs, I mean, come on in. I mean, that's all right. We're just kind of sad. Leave us as we are, and I don't know. Get through the hardest days, and just how we present ourselves in this form, then it's kind of lackadaisical, or it has easily obtained components, or cheaper, but the thinking and the actual talk is very hard to get and put it together and have a sculpture that I guess feel each other as something that just try your best and identify yourself and have part of your day for this. Be able to afford it, or the account with the sky. Is there a bank, or you line up at the teller, or what's in my account today? I ever said anything? I ever had the mind that could slow down or access meditation, or I was a friend of it and I could only get a little bit of it. I could go into Eric's book and put my finger near the gray screen and see things and all the add-ons from people around the world, and we don't have this. Things are tired. Religion, science, grocery stores, greedy people, greedy owners, billionaires, a world with nothing. And repeat a line, and I don't know. Ever find the loveliness of heave and cry, and go see a spiritual counselor and heave and cry again, and heave and cry. I did that a bit on the last video, and that's all right. Be introduced to each other as we never have this, right? Oh yeah. Oh, my brother Gord and his spirit. It's scary to meet him in meditation. He wondered if he was wise now that he was in heaven. And that made me cry, and the tears were dripping down on my hands in the meditation pose, cross-legged, my hands over my belly button in a certain form of the hands joining, and tears dripping on them, and snot dripping from my nose, and he asked if I was wise down here, and I couldn't really tell him. As anywhere in life, we walk down the streets, and Janie says to me, let's just shop in this store. We both know what that means, that there's something else going on. Oh, Janie, there's something else. We all know the facts of something else. Go in the store, and we know, even as we're looking at things, picking up things, could be a little spiritual type store with little, what do they call them, singing bowls, where you rub the edge of the bowl and it makes a tone, or I don't know. Hard to do the real thing, eh, Janie? And she says, yeah, slam Eric, or... We sit here, and a presence behind all of us that comes through people in the stripe of land and people on earth, and it flexes, and we just go about our lives and we don't really know that it's there. And I don't know, we have pain, and do you take it to meditation and faith that some presence gradually works its way through your confusion and banging and crashing, and then in life you almost are able to say it. When I'm with people, I'm almost able to say it. You know, I'm becoming more calm. I can say it a bit and come through the stretch of land and life, and even ask someday to have a gray screen and excuse me to this moment. That would be bizarre, wouldn't it? Excuse me to this moment, and bring out the gray screen, and they do too. And it's not sex and nakedness and how do they smell or how do they taste, or it's more the intimacy of the sky and account with the sky and putting it all together and knowing there's something in our tiredness and consumerism. And this book is way too long and beautiful and way too long as we live on. And my brother had a drinking problem from his family doctor, the coroner out west. She was talking to the family doctor, and it's a miracle he even had a doctor in his situation. And he had intestinal bleed and uncontrolled hypertension, which is high blood pressure, and he was a heavy drinker, heavy smoker, and he was kind of just covering up his mind as well as wanting to feel his mind, which is what we all do. Kind of sad. Have a place for this, then, it all gloriously revealed, or the comfort of, I even know what this is, to have a gray screen. And so my brother's gone, and I'm kind of scared to see him in meditation and see my mom and dad in meditation. And there's Phoebe, one of my dad's girlfriends, after my mom died, and Phoebe died too, but that's more up to her family to access the account in the sky, if they ever do, or I don't know, access the rest of the information and not feel too bad to flow along with it. And what are the ETs? What is the EO2? Edge of the universe, EOTU. Robots, or feeling robots that humans are, or smarten up, or in all their pain and intrigue and drama and all the things going on, and you're tired of it, and people talking and finding something interesting, becoming elated or excited. Or these days you're lucky if you're free of that. You can't do it, can't add it up, and are an idiot. Feel things and talk to people in this stretch of land, or not go into a panic when you have to have the gray screen and add extra to cameras and social media and put it in order, right? Put it together, and all the fog. Could we just have a frame of go and go, go and go, and show you part of me. Oh yeah. Go back a bit in your mind that you don't have on Earth. And fun to scroll through the words and hold the camera right, and I find anything, you know. Go through it again, or lost and need to find things, a better mind, or anything at all. Yeah, I did exercises last night. It was the first time in 16 days. I'd had the flu a bit, and then my brother passed away, and it was quite a shock. But I slept better last night. I'd had a few nights, just 6 hours a night and stuff. Even that is good, but do some exercise and sleep better. Yeah. Find in my mind, or extra mind, or for Earth we have this.